This is CNN Breaking News.
Mr. President, did he agree to denuclearize Pershing?
We're starting that process very quickly. Very, very quickly. Absolutely.
A new era in American diplomacy as President Trump and Kim Jong-un sign a joint document.
The North Korean dictator saying the world will see a major change. So much to get to this morning. Good morning and welcome to Early Start. I'm Christine Romans.
I'm Dave Briggs. It is Tuesday, June 12th, 3 a.m. in the East.
And I'm John Berman, live in Singapore, where it's now 3 p.m. And I gotta say, guys, just a remarkable picture, an historic picture. But the big question this morning is, will it be more than just a picture? The President of the United States and the dictator of North Korea did sign a declaration. They did shake hands at the end of their historic summit. This is something that no sitting U.S. president has ever done with a North Korean leader. The president also said he forged a special bond with Kim. He said Kim loves his country very much. Remember, this is a leader accused of human rights crimes against his people. Nevertheless, the president declared the meeting a great success and promised denuclearization quickly, very quickly.
We're very proud of what took place today. I think our whole relationship with North Korea and the Korean Peninsula is it's going to be a very much different situation than it has in the past. We both want to do something. We both are going to do something. And we have developed a very special bond. So people are going to be very impressed. People are going to be very happy. And we're going to take care of a very big and very dangerous problem for the world. And I want to thank Chairman Kim. Spent a lot of time together today, very intensive time. And I would actually say that it worked out for both of us far better than anybody could have expected. I think far better. I watched the various news reports. I would say far better than anybody even predicted. And this is going to lead to more and more and more. And it's an honor to be with you. Very great honor. Thank you. Thank you to all of your representatives very much.
All right, the summit began with a handshake, then a 48-minute meeting between the leaders alone, except for their interpreters. In about an hour, we believe about an hour, the president gave us a different time zone, he will conduct a news conference. That is before he goes home to the United States. I'm joined now by CNN's Jim Acosta, who was at the actual summit. We heard his voice. Jeff Zeleny here with me, watching from a few blocks away. Gentlemen, Jim, I want to start with you because you were there. You saw it. You saw the interaction between these two men. Before we get to the new nitty-gritty details of what's in the agreement that we have between us, just describe to me what you saw.
Well, John, I think the translator for Kim Jong-un said it best. He said this was like something out of a science fiction movie, and this was really close encounters of the third. This something out of a different universe to see President Trump and Kim Jong-un together at this historic summit. Yes, it was a remarkable scene to see these two leaders together. The question is, in the end, John, as you know, is exactly what these two leaders accomplished here. As you saw during that signing ceremony, just in the last hour, I tried to ask the president what exactly was accomplished here. Did Kim Jong-un agree to denuclearize? And he said, well, that process is beginning and very quickly. And if you look at this agreement that both leaders signed on to, John, it does appear that this is just the beginning of the process, certainly not the end of the process, and nothing binding, it appears, at this point. Of course, we're going to hear the president come out here in a few moments and talk about all of this. But, John, all day long, yes, it was just a bizarre, surreal scene. We've only seen pictures of Kim Jong-un on television and television images mainly provided by North Korean state TV. And then there he was, the North Korean dictator, within just a few feet of me as he was walking by at one point. The president, as you saw in that long walk after their working lunch, he was pointing to the grass, pointing to the landscaping. I wasn't really sure what they were talking about, but it was as if President Trump was leading Kim Jong-un through one of the episodes of one of his reality TV shows. It was that kind of surreal moment. We didn't really hear from the North Korean dictator much at all today. Just in that signing ceremony, he made some brief comments, as you heard, and then at one other point earlier on in the day. But really, this was President Trump sort of time and again taking us through the day, talking about how these negotiations were going. And it was odd. It was a bit striking to hear the president who, remember, used to refer to Kim Jong-un as Little Rocket Man, gush about the North Korean leader throughout the day, saying he was a very talented man before Kim Jong-un departed. He was also saying at one point that he loves his country. All of that obviously can't be denied. But at the end of the day, I think what was lost in all of this was really the President of the United States calling out the North Korean leader for the brutal conditions inside North Korea. We never heard that all day long. At one point, I asked about Otto Warmbier, the American who died after being in captivity in North Korea. And when I asked the president about this, did he raise with Kim Jong-un, he didn't respond. So a lot of pictures, a lot of stunning pictures. It was a surreal scene, as that translator said, like out of a science fiction movie. But in the end, we're not exactly clear what exactly was delivered in the end. John.
No, a picture that Kim very much wanted. You saw the North Korean flag there side by side with the U.S. flag. Again, an image of equality that North Korea insisted on these negotiations. Jim, again, that news conference with the president going to get underway shortly. Jeff Zeleny, we have now the text of this agreement. The president called it a very comprehensive agreement between the United States and the DPRK, North Korea. It doesn't actually appear comprehensive. It appears to be very much preliminary along the lines of what we've seen before. I want to read you one key graph here. And this has to do with denuclearization. President Trump committed to provide security guarantees to the DPRK, and Chairman Kim Jong-un reaffirmed his firm and unwavering commitment to complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. So that language is important. Unwavering commitment to complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula is the preferred language of North Korea because it implies that the United States would make some concessions as well to the nuclear umbrella it provides to the region.
It does indeed, and we have heard this language before. I think most notable, and we should say all these pictures, as Jim was reporting, this is indeed significant. What happened here today in Singapore is significant, but it does indeed stop short of what the president had talked about from the very beginning and what Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said just yesterday. Complete, verifiable, irreversible denuclearization. Those words are not in this document. So this is a statement, I am told, it was described by one U.S. official to me, as a way forward, essentially a statement of agreement. So this is basically the printed document form of their meeting. The hard work is yet to come. He did, in fact, pledge to hold follow-up negotiations with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and a high-level DPRK official at the earliest possible date. So that's what it says. It says no more than that. There are as many questions now, but significant nonetheless.
A significant image, a beginning, something that's never been done before. But as far as I can tell, and we're poring over this, and we're going to keep pressing the administration on this, it doesn't appear that Kim has conceded anything he has not before coming into this meeting. We'll have much more time to talk about this in just a moment. In the meantime, can the U.S. and North Korea normalize their